Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Gunpowder and Freedom. So if you've been subscribed to my channel for probably over a year and a half now, then you should know that, well, not that you should know, you might have seen my video of my wood burner that I did. You can see the flue pipe coming up out of the living room bump out there. So our house is, sorry, it's like 6:30 in the morning, so still trying to find my words, but our house is primarily heated by wood. We do have a furnace, just in the event that we have a super cold winter like we commonly do, but for the most part our house is heated by wood, which brings us to today's video. This is something that I've been trying to do for the better part of a year now, and that is to stack all of my firewood that I have there left over from last year, as well as split this pile of logs here. Now actually I built this little wood shelter a few years ago when I knew I was going to be having a fireplace there. So actually this was probably like 6 years ago, maybe something like that. But I actually did stack a nice pile last year, and then there's the one side of that, but we got a pretty bad storm the following day and it blew that over, and it was one of those things where it was just very defeating. So it was like, well, screw that. So I do need to get it stacked, that way it is dried and seasoned and ready to go. Now this stuff this stuff here has been sitting under here for over a year now. My father-in-law actually brought all this wood down for us, I think not last year but the year before. I told him just to kind of throw it in here, pile it up, and sure enough he did. But this area right here that is empty, that is the firewood that I went through this past winter. We had a pretty mild winter, so it wasn't too bad. So ideally I would like to get the rest of this stacked, this pile of split wood moved under here and stacked, and then start splitting that stuff. Now, as you can see, we're starting to get some vegetation growing over that, so I got some gloves. I got my trusty DeWalt speaker, and get some tunes or a podcast going, and just enjoy the morning stacking some wood. So without further ado, enjoy the time lapse. I'll be honest, I think this might actually hurt my back more than concrete. Just the constant bending over, picking up, and stacking. Just, yeah, that wreaks havoc on my lower back. But anyways, if you're wondering why I stacked it the way I did, if you're not familiar with firewood and seasoning it, keeping it dry, what I did was I made two piles on each side of my stack, and one row goes this way, the next row goes this way. You can keep that stack nice and uniform going up on both sides there. Obviously, since this pile had fell over, I did just kind of jam some back and had to throw in some, we'll call those shims, just to help even it all out. But basically that makes this kind of nice and sturdy, and then I'm able to take the middle space and just throw wood in. I don't have to waste time stacking it all this way then this way, so it's just a little bit quicker way to do it. If it's right, cool. If not, don't really care. I'm a concrete guy. This keeps my firewood nice and dry and seasoned so that I can keep my family warm during the winter time. So if you have a problem with it, don't really care. Anyways, now that I got some working room here, I did have to just kind of take other wood and throw it up here to get some working wood. I swept this area out. This is the next section I'm going to be working with, just because as it rains, as snow blows in here, I don't really want my wood sitting on a bunch of dirt and decaying leaves and stuff. It's going to hold moisture. That moisture will work its way into the wood. And again, one of those things where if I'm right, cool. If not, oh well, it makes sense to me, so that's what I'm going to do. So now that I do have some working room and this area is nice and clean, I'm just going to start pulling from this giant stack here, building my first row there. I'll pile some up, you know, just in a mound going this way, get to a point where I'm able to have more working room and build my next row up here, and then we can fill everything in. So once again, enjoy the time lapse. Alright, so this is why you should stack your firewood if you have a wood burner or you're looking at getting a wood burner. Obviously, burning wood to heat my house saves me a ton of money. So if you're wondering, you know, with as busy as I am during this time of year, why would I waste time messing with firewood doing that? Burning firewood to heat my house saves me probably about $2,000 every winter. $2,000 during my off season is it's a pretty substantial savings. The wood burner, yes, costs money. That's already paid for itself. I think it had paid itself off in like the first 2 years that we had it, just because it was saving me so much money. And then I got this firewood for free from my father-in-law. Before I got all this, we were constantly dropping trees up at the shop to make room for more parking. So I have enough firewood coming in from pretty much wherever I need it. And now that we actually have that property, you know, that we bought 3 years ago that you guys are fully aware of, we have 60 acres of trees. So I have enough firewood to last us our remaining years in this house, as well as continuing over to our new house whenever that gets built and we're living there. So firewood is not a problem for me. With the next house being a little bit bigger than this one, again, I just want to try to save as much money as I can during my off season. Burning firewood does that. But what I was getting at is that if you remember at the start of this video, this whole area was just a gigantic pile of firewood. I couldn't walk in here in order to get to this backside. I had to walk outside around. Stacking it up, I mean, yeah, it's a nice big pile of firewood, but you know, it's taking up, you know, a 2-foot row as opposed to, you know, a 10-foot area of unusable space. So yeah, second row's done. It's looking well and stacked. You know, some people are really critical about the way they position this section here. A lot of people like to really try to minimize the airspace in between there. I don't really care. You know, this stuff is really, really seasoned. I'm willing to bet that there is no moisture in this wood just because it's been under here for over a year now. It's been bone dry. Yeah, the air circulating through here, no problem at all. While I was stacking this middle section, I was pulling nicer, flatter pieces of wood so that I could start building this this tower row, whatever you want to call it, column right there. And then I can start pulling all this stuff after I get this stuff taken care of. I can start pulling that in and stacking it. Now this stuff has been out in the rain, in the elements, so probably still some moisture in there, but it's not soft, it's not brittle, it's not falling apart. So all that wood is still good there. Yeah, we're just going to work on keeping this going, because I don't want to stop, you know, back sore, whatever. I have stuff to do today, which is why I'm out here this early trying to do this. I don't want to stop, put this on the back burner for another month or two, get a big storm this fall and have all this stuff blow over. So I think with the little bit of wood that I have kind of in here right now, I should be able to get a pretty decent half stack, and that's going to be nice, real nice and solid. And that's also going to give me support up against this row and the row behind it, so that if we get a big gust of wind that comes in, it's not going to push that over. So that's the plan. Well, actually I need to reset my tripod now, because you guys should be able to see everything. All right guys, so it is now Sunday evening. I almost said afternoon, but I think we're a little bit past that. Spent the morning over at the property with Ryder, changing trail cameras, getting batteries changed on the cameras that the bears did not get. I lost about 4 cameras over the last month or so. I guess what it is when the shutter goes off, or the frequency of like a cell cam uploading, the bear really don't like that. That is my thought on it. So whenever they hear that go off, they just kind of go crazy and attack it, and well, they found 4 of them. So I ordered new cameras. We'll get those put up here probably next weekend after they come in. Probably have to go a little bit higher in the trees than they were, so we'll figure out a way to kind of make that a little bit easier to change and swap out. But for now, probably going to end this evening as well as this video with probably just tossing this pile of the split wood underneath there. I think we have some rain coming in this week, so it would be nice to get this stuff under here to keep it dry. I do have, like I've said a couple times now, I do have a lot more working room in here, so even if I can just form a pile of that right here, then I'm able to kind of work around it, keep stacking it, and just work my way forward, and yeah, make sure we have enough wood for this winter, which we definitely do. Okay, so we're just gonna take a brief break from throwing this wood. I am gonna get this thrown in under there one way or another, you know, tonight, this evening, because I do have these lights right here that shine really nice over to here. But Princess Eleanor has been asking me for the better part of 2 weeks to go for a ride on the new yellow tractor. So I think I owe her a ride on the new yellow tractor. So I got a new Cub Cadet tractor probably about 2 months ago, and I've been wanting to do a review video on it, just haven't had the time or the chance. But for now, you guys will have to deal with a little bit of a break to see me and Eleanor driving around the new tractor. Okay, now that we took a nice little break, it's time to get back to work. Now, I'm sure you guys did see my old Simplicity lawnmower sitting there. I am planning on getting rid of that. It's on the list of things to do. It's just a matter of me dragging it up to the road, putting a free sign on it, and whoever wants it can come have it. Needs some work done to it, but all in all, I'm done messing with it. I got that awesome new Cub Cadet, so yeah, I need to stop stalling, get back to moving some wood. Tossing all this wood in here, and every time I look back I just see this half pile of wood stacked. Now I am getting up, I am pulling up some really nice symmetrical square pieces of wood, so I think I'm just going to spend a little bit of time real quick finishing these 2 columns, filling that in, and getting this 3rd stack finished. Alright guys, so I took a nice big chunk out of this pile here. Obviously I got everything cleaned up in here, well, except for the stuff that I just threw in. I have a little bit more to go on this pile, but I'll be honest, it's Sunday evening, my back hurts, I'm tired, I'm hungry, I'm sweaty, I'm dirty. I just kind of want to go in and get cleaned up, have some dinner, and spend some family time before work starts again this week. So I think that's where we're going to wrap this up. You know, like I said at the beginning of this video, firewood is very valuable to me, so I'm very fortunate enough to have opportunities like when we drop trees up at the shop, I get that wood, and then also to have a father-in-law who's willing to drive all of this wood down multiple truckloads and unload it, and just kind of never ask for anything in return. Seeing some bees popping up here. Sorry, I think I got maybe a yellow jacket's nest or something in there. So just a little side note for when I finish this, but I'm very fortunate to have people like that in my life that not only just kind of go along with these ideas that I have, but also help to support it, like my dad giving me wood, my father-in-law bringing all this wood down. It's just kind of on me now to stack it, which I don't mind, but like I said, it hurts my back. You know, if you're wondering why I do this, then if you didn't catch it at the beginning of the video, I do save probably about $2,000 to maybe $3,000 every winter by burning firewood to heat our house rather than using propane. It keeps my electric bill lower. I don't have to pay to refill my tanks 2 to 3 times a year. I refilled them this year, and I think that was the first time I filled them up in maybe like 3 or 4 years. So it is a really, really great way to save some money. I love the ambiance of it. I'm a person that I really don't like the wintertime when it gets cold out, when those temperatures drop. My joints and bones get all achy, so I like to stay inside during the winter. Nothing really beats this view over top of a nice frozen lake than having a fire roaring right in this corner, watching a movie, and having that view out of that bay window. This is probably the last winter that we'll be in this house for that view, but that's all right. The view we're upgrading to is so much sweeter. But yeah, I mean, that's it. I'm kind of rambling now. So as always, I want to thank you guys very sincerely from the bottom of my heart for the continued support that you guys show me each and every video that I post, whether it's gunfire, property maintenance, doing something around here, and even sticking through watching me drive around on the new tractor with the girls. Just thank you guys over and over again for the continued support and everything. So thank you guys for tuning back into another episode of Gunpowder and Freedom. If you liked what you saw, please click the like and subscribe. Don't forget to like us on Instagram, and don't forget to check out our store on Etsy. There's a link in the description for that, and I will see you next time. Have a great day.